Hello everyone. Today we are going to study about the first chapter, that is of the biology of class 9, that is fundamental unit of life. So talking about the fundamental mentality, fundamental thing is the from which all the system is being formed. So our fundamental unit of life is cell. Okay, it means from the cell uh, each and every organ, first of all tissue is formed, then organ is formed. So fundamental unit of life is actually our cell. So these are cells. When cells join together and they perform a particular function, they grouped into a tissue. Now it is converted into tissue. And finally, several tissues grouped together to form a organ. So coming back to the cell, in this chapter we are going to study about the fundamental unit of life, that is cell. So first thing is, when and how does the cell was being discovered and who discovered it. So there was one scientist known as Robert Hooke. So in 1665 Robert Hooke discovered cell. So cell was discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665. He was actually observing the cork. Cork is the bark of the tree. He was observing bark. Actually cork. It is actually the bark. So while observing the bark, he shows some honeycomb-like structures. Several cells were there arranged in particular shape. Those were cells with the help of microscope. Now the organism, if we talk about different organism, actually a single cell can also be an organism. So organisms are of two types. One is unicellular. Uni means single, cellular means having cell, and some are multicellular. Multi means many, while cellular means having cells. So there are two types of organisms, unicellular and multicellular. So organisms are divided into two parts: unicellular and multicellular. Uni means single. So as this is the there are some technical terms. If you will remember these technical terms, you will find biology very easy. So uni means single and multi means many. Okay, so organisms having single cell, they are completely forming an organism. Examples are amoeba. Amoeba is itself an organism. Then Chlamydomonas. It is also a single cellular organism. Then Paramecium. Paramecium is also a single cellular organism. We will see with the help of charts what are the different types of single cellular organism, how do they look like. Then bacteria. Bacteria is also one example of single cellular organism. Come to multicellular, it means many cells, having many cells. So examples are like you people, you are human beings. Other animals, these are multicellular organism. Insects also, all you see insects around you, these are multicellular organism. Other characteristics of unicellular organisms are, like, first of all, the unicellular organism, they have no division of labor. It means a single cell is performing all its vital function. Respiration, excretion, digestion, everything is being done by a single cell only. It means they are not having any labor of division. So no labor of division is there. While the multicellular organisms, they have division of labor. It means their different cell performs different function. Division of labor. It means they have different cells, and different cells perform different vital functions. For example, some of them perform the function of excretion, some of them performing the function of digestion, respiration. Several different functions are being performed by different cells. Another important aspect is about the lifespan. If we talk about the lifespan of unicellular organism, it is very means of less time. It means you can say they have very we can say lifespan is very short. While if we talk about the multicellular organism, the lifespan is quite large. Lifespan is quite large. So other question arises, what is lifespan? So lifespan is the duration of the life from the birth to the natural death of the person. It means when from the organism when he or she is being taking birth and up till the time when he or she is dying, but naturally, not in an accidental way. Now come to the different thing, another topic, that is cell, the structure of a cell, how a cell looks like, and how did Robert Hooke has seen the cells in the microscope. So if we talk about the structure of a cell, structure of a cell, we can categorize cells accordingly, like we can say it is of plant cell or an animal cell. Further, we will also categorize according to the type of nucleus they have, that is prokaryotic and eukaryotic. We will study it later on. First of all, we will discuss about the structure of a cell, and that is of the animal cell first. All the living organisms, from the bacteria to the elephant, all the organism possess cells, and animal cells, it is quite different. Plant cell, it is also quite different. Animal cell, it contains the outer membrane, the outer membrane is known as the plasma membrane. Plasma membrane. Then all here will be the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is a fluid which is present in the cell. So it contains cytoplasm. In the cytoplasm, different cell organelles are embedded into it. What are cell organelles? Cell organelles are some part of the cell which are being embedded into the cytoplasm, and they have different functions. Each cell perform a different function. Each cell organelle perform different function. We will study one by one later on. So first of all, in the animal cell, there is a nucleus. Nucleus is itself covered with a nuclear membrane. So this is the nuclear envelope, and it has nuclear pore. Inside it, the genetic material is also there. Genetic material, it means which comprises or which contains all our information. Information about your complexion, information about your height, information about your eye color, everything. Every information is there in this genetic material inside the nucleus. Nucleus is actually the organelle which contains the information. So it is nucleus, and inside it is genetic material. In animals it is DNA, the genetic material. Means it contains all your information. Okay. Then several other organelles are also present, like ribosomes. These are ribosomes, for example, say. Then mitochondria. These are, let's say, mitochondria. These are just embedded into the cytoplasm. Then vacuoles. So let us give them the labeling. This I have made as, this was mitochondria. This is vacuole. Mitochondria. This was ribosome. Sometimes the plasma membrane is being extended. Extended, it means like this. It is the extension, it forms extension. And these extensions are known as mesosomes. So these are mesosomes. Okay. Now the plant cell. What is the general structure of plant cell? Animal cell and plant cell are somewhat similar. The only difference is, like here I have made only plasma membrane. But in plant cell, outside the plasma membrane, there is one more membrane, that is cell wall. Cell wall is there. Cell wall is quite rigid. Now I am deleting this thing. One more important difference is, like this is cell wall. Important thing is, as here we have several vacuoles here, but in plant cell the nucleus is not present in the center. Moreover, these are also not scattered, these vacuoles. Like in animal cell these are scattered, but in plant cell there is only one vacuole that is very large and it occupies most of the position. Whole of the portion is being occupied by the vacuole, and at the periphery only the nucleus is present. Nucleus is present somewhere at the periphery. Again, this is genetic material. So here I will change the positions. It is nucleus. Now it will be vacuole. It is the genetic material. And this is vacuole. So you have seen that vacuole is present at the periphery, and that is bigger in size, much bigger, only one in number, while in animal cell there are several vacuoles being present. So that is the only difference in the plant cell and animal cell. Now moving ahead with the other topic, that is the function of plasma membrane. So plasma membrane, what you have studied, plasma membrane is present in animal cell, plant cell, or both? Okay, so answer will be both. So plasma membrane is present in both animal cell and plant cell.